Hey everybody, so welcome back to our homestead. Today's video, as you guys can see, I'm out here bush hogging, using our tractor, clearing some land. You know, it's very fun. I love it. We're having a good time out here, but we ran into an issue. So I got done bush hogging, I shut it off, went inside, ate a sandwich, and it won't start back up again. Like, this is the third time this has happened, and I charged the battery up last time. It worked good for a little bit, you know, a couple weeks, and now it's dead again. The alternator is only getting 12 volts when it's running. I should be getting 13 to 14 on the alternator. So I think the alternator is bad. It's not putting the volts out to charge that battery back up. So today's video, we are going to replace this alternator and put a brand new one on it. And hopefully that'll solve our problem. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. And that way I can get back to work, because I still have a lot of work to do out here. So you might have seen one of these before. What this is, this little machine here, is a voltmeter that tests the battery. You can actually put a load on the battery to see if the battery is good. So as you can see, it'll read, you know, between 0 to 12 volts if the battery is good or not. So you want it to be in the okay on the 12 volts. And then for the alternator, the charging system, you want it anywhere between that 13 and 14 volt area, maybe even a little bit higher. For this tractor here, you want about 13 to 14 volts. So I have the voltmeter hooked up to the battery, but as you can see, there's our meter right there. Okay, so our battery is good, and now when we start the machine up, we should be over, you know, between 13 to 14 volts. So now I'm going to start the machine up, and we are going to see if the alternator is charging. As you can see, our volts did not change at all. So that tells me that our alternator is not working properly. So here's the alternator here. There's pretty much 3 bolts that hold it on. You have a bolt and a nut here. You have a bolt and a nut here. This is like on a hinge here, so the alternator will move and pivot. And then you got 1 bolt here. That's it. You have a couple wires back here to take off. It's not very hard at all. But anyways, we're going to show you step by step how to do it. Today's video is sponsored by FridayParts.com. They sent me a brand new alternator for the tractor, so thank you so much, FridayParts.com. So today's video is sponsored by FridayParts.com. Fix it once, fix it right. If you guys have tractors, off-road equipment, heavy trucks, you know, you name it, chances are they have the part, they have it in stock, ready to ship. So go to FridayParts.com and check them out. So the very first thing we're going to do is take off the battery terminal. We don't want to get shocked. So get yourself a wrench, loosen it up, which I already did. Take off that battery terminal. You don't want to get shocked. So to take off the alternator, there's actually only 3 bolts that hold it on. So underneath the alternator, you got a bolt on each side, a bolt and a nut on each side. So we got to take those out. You got 1 bolt here. That's it. There's 3 bolts that hold the alternator on. Then you also have 1 bolt here that's on this arm, and this is your tensioner. So this is what actually tensions the belt. Okay, so once I loosen this bracket up, it don't take much, just a couple turns. Oops. Just want to loosen it up a little bit. And then once that bracket is loose, you can actually take the alternator and watch this bracket here. See it? You can actually move the alternator. See that? And by doing that, it loosens up the belt. See how loose that belt is now? And you can just pull the belt right off. Now the belt is removed, and now all we got is the 3 bolts holding the alternator on. This top bolt here is a 12 millimeter, so you want to loosen that up. All right, and that's going to allow this whole alternator to swivel down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the 3 wires here. So the first one is just a little plug here. So just wiggle that plug out. Unplug that. Then the other 2 are 8 millimeters. Just remember where they go. We know the black one's over here, and then this is your main wire here. This big thick one goes where this black point is. Anyways, just remember where they go. Okay, that's not easy. Okay, we got this one. Okay, got all the wires disconnected. So the next thing we're going to do is take off the 2 bolts here that are holding on the alternator. There's a nut and a bolt on each side. So I'm going to put the socket here, wrench here. Pull the bolt and nut out. We're going to save these for the new one. Now we got the other side. Okay, got my nut. And now this alternator is loose. It's just sitting right here. So now we just pull it out, and there you go. We have the old alternator. So now we are going to take the new alternator. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put it in and get it all tightened up the same exact way that we took it off. So you want to put your 2 13mm bolts back in underneath here where they go, one on each side. So now the next thing you want to do is take your 3 wires. We're going to plug them all back in. We're going to start off with the small one here in the back. The next one is this little pigtail plug that plugs right here in the back. And then the last one goes right here. Alright, so now that our alternator is all hooked up, we can put the belt back on. Remember, if you got to push this up a little bit to squeeze that belt on. Okay, and then we just got to hook this bar up. Remember, this adjusts because this bolt is loose still, so you can move this wherever you want it. So let's go ahead and put our bolt back in. So the next thing we're going to do is tighten up this last bolt here. But first we want to put some pressure on this. So you want to take your hand and like push down as you're tightening this. And this will tighten up the belt. So now the belt is nice and tight. We have our alternator on. We can go ahead and reconnect our battery. And tighten that back up. And there you have it. We have us a brand new alternator installed. Now the last thing you want to do is go ahead and start it up and put a voltmeter on the battery here. And you want to be getting between 13 and 14 volts. And that'll tell you that the alternator is charging and everything's working properly. Start your engine. Well, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. Maybe you're changing alternator on your tractor, and just about every tractor is the same exact way as this. So if you can do this, you can change any alternator. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.